Hey class, today we're going to be talking about solving systems of equations using substitution. Mr. Sinclair's not feeling good today, so I'm going to put this video together so I can get a little rest tomorrow. We're going to start off with the problem that we were using last week. Remember, we were looking at the election in Pennsylvania and in Georgia, and we were doing some linear predictions. So our Pennsylvania model looked something like this. With we have Trump starting with some votes here. We have Biden with less votes, but then our absentee votes are coming in strong for Biden, less strong for Trump. And then finally, we have these models right here. So we have this model where Trump is growing by only 20%, but he starts off with 32 million, and Biden is growing by 78%, and he starts off with 3 million. So we already know who we predicted as the winner, but what we want to answer today is when would they tie? At which point did Biden start becoming the winner? So in order to do that, we're going to use systems of equations. So our Trump model, let's say Trump here, our Trump model followed this equation. We had y equals 0.207x, that was my growth, plus, and then the 32 million. But since we're making a model, we got to be a little bit more accurate. 3215969. Now let's work on Biden's model. So Biden has a much higher growth rate. His model is a 0.784x, so 78% of absentee ballots are coming in for Biden, and he starts off the day with only 3,051,555. Now, in order to solve these, our first step is going to be trying to identify a variable that's all alone. So this guy is alone. He's already solved for. So that means I can take this whole value right here and just jam it into my other equation. Okay, I can just jam it right into here. So basically, this y is going to expand out to be all of this equation right here. So I'm going to have a huge, big, expanded y, and then it's going to equal this original part right here. So this part just gets copied down over here. Okay? So if we think about it, in my original equation, this is where the y is. So this should be y. But I know that y equals all of this stuff. So I'm going to rewrite that stuff right in here. Okay? So I'm going to have my 0.207x plus 32 or 3215969. And then I'm going to have this side just right over here. So I'm going to have 0.784x plus 3,051,555. Oops, ran out of room there. 555. Okay, so what are we actually doing? What we did was we took this value, plug this into the other y. So that is plugging it into here and it goes into there. Okay, so that's what it looks like. And then this just comes straight down. This part comes straight down. So essentially, all this is over here, this is this y, which is legal. Okay, now we got to pick a side for my x to be on. I'm going to choose to move the x to the right side. to keep it positive and my millions to the left side. So that means I want to eliminate this one. So I want to elim this one. So I'm going to do the opposite, 207x, and I'll do the same over here, 207x. And then I want to elim this one. So I want to cross this one and cross this one. So the opposite of this is going to be 3,005,155, but it's negative this time. This is going to be negative 3,005,155. All right. So now all we got to do is simplify this out. I have some nice crosses out. This is just going to cross out. I have successfully eliminated. This is going to cross out as well. I've successfully eliminated. And now I just need to grab Desmos to go through this part right here. So I'm going to take my 3,215,969 minus 3,051,555, and I get the answer 164,414. So I know that this value here is going to be 164,414. So this is 164,414 because that's what this part simplifies to. Now let's do the next part. I got to take my 0.784 minus my 0.207. That's going to be giving me 0.577. So that equals 0.577. Is there another 7 on there? No, just 2 7s. And I need to have my x come down, of course. So this simplifies down to here. Now, all we got to do is get my x by itself. What's the opposite of multiplication? Answer would be dividing by 0.577 on both sides. So divide this side as well. Now this one crosses out. That's why we did it. Leaving behind only my x. So only my x survives. This is good. We're moving towards the solution. And then I need to grab Desmos for this one right here. So let's go with 164,414 divided by 0.577. And I get 284,946. 284,946. So what this actually means, since the x is the number of absentee ballots, this is the number of absentee, don't know how to spell that, ballots needed. Maybe we should put an E in needed to tie the race. But we don't know how many votes got cast. So what we're going to have to do is plug this X right back in. So let's make a note of that. We're going to plug this right back in to solve for y. Okay? So we got to plug it back in to solve for my y. So I'm just going to use this first equation because it's the first here. So let's go ahead and do that right here. So I have Trump's equation one more time is the one I'm choosing to plug it back into. I have y equals 0.207x plus the 3.2 million 15969. And this right here, this x is going to turn into 284 946. Because this is my x, I get to plug it in. Plug in x. So the way we actually do that is we're going to have y equals, that's an ugly y equals 0.207 parentheses, and then I'm just going to drop this whole number in there, okay? Inside the parentheses. Parentheses are very important because they mean multiplication and they hold whatever you're plugging in. I don't need the x anymore because I plugged in, so I'm going to have plus 3,215,969. Now at this point, Desmos can actually simplify this straight up. Desmos got your back. So if you want to use this, Desmos can simplify. Obviously, if you're doing it by hand, you're going to have to multiply this by this, and then you're going to have to add this. But that is not needed if we have something like Desmos, which can help us directly. So let's go ahead, clear out my Desmos, and I'm going to have 0.207 parentheses 284,946 parentheses plus 3,215,969. And I get my answer, which is going to be 3,274. 3,274,952. So I get, there we go. My answer is going to be y equals 3,274,952. 952. And this is the total votes. Total Trump / Biden votes to tie. Now, you'd think we're done, but our answer has to be written. Answer has to be in answer has to be in coordinate form. Our answer must be in coordinate form. I think I spelled that wrong. But coordinate form looks like this, x comma y. And when I have my x and my y, so my x is this value. So I know that my x is the 284,946. Okay, and I know my y is this massive number, 3,274,952. So that is going to be plugged into here for my final answer. So I'm going to get my big pen out to Sharpie out my final answer here. I have 284,946, comma 327,4952. So this would be my final answer. This is when they tie. The tie. Whoops, ran out of room for the word tie. The tie scenario. This is the total votes. And this is the absentee ballots. Now, Desmos actually could do this from the jump for us. We could have solved this with graphing just straight up, and I'll show that to you in just a moment. Let's box this one up. Oh, I forgot to label what this is. This is question number 1 on your notes. I believe we have 6 questions. I'll help you with half of those. So question number 1 on our notes, okay? All right, now, if I wanted to just use Desmos directly, all I would have to do is write in the equation. So I have y equals 2.07. Nope, all of this wrong. Y equals 0.207x plus the 3215969. Okay? And then I have my y equals 0.784x 3, whoops, plus 3051555. Now the only challenge is that this is going to be so far zoomed out because my numbers are way out there. Okay, remember my numbers were in the 3,000s or the 3 millions. But look at this. When I zoom out, look at where they touch. This right here, this value, that is the actual answer that we got down here. So let's double check. If I highlight where they touch, I get 284, 284, 946, 946, and some decimals. Then I have 327, 327, 4952, 4952. So we can use Desmos to check our answers and to graph our answers just straight up. All right, I got two more that I'm going to try and help you with. So let's slide on over. I'm going to skip question 2 because that one is about Georgia. And since we did the Pennsylvania election right here, the Georgia one should be pretty easy. So my first equation I have is y equals negative 3x plus 5. And then I have 5x minus 4y equals negative 3. Negative 3. So I got my first equation, I got my second equation. Which one already has a variable solved for? The answer would be this variable. This is already alone. So what that means is that all of this value, this whole side here, can be plugged into this y. So I can simply take this stuff here and plug it inside here in order to solve for x. So let's say we plug into other y. So what I'm going to have here is I'm going to write this equation. So I'm going to have 5x minus 4 parentheses, and then inside my parentheses is going to be this thing, negative 3x plus 5, close parentheses. If I wanted to color code this, this would be like, hey, this is my inserted. I inserted all of this into where y used to be. Then we got to keep going. We have equals negative 3. Now, let's go ahead and solve and simplify. Our first step here is to distribute. Okay, so we have to distribute this negative 4. So negative 4 times negative 3 is going to actually be positive 12x. Negative 4 times 5 is going to be negative 20. Wow, negative 20. And then the rest of my equation that I didn't mess with, this stuff and this stuff, just comes straight down. So I have negative 3 on this side and 5x on this side. Now, I always check this stuff, so I never trust my work. So let's double check. Negative 4 times negative 3, I get the answer 12. Good. Let's do negative 4 times 5, and I get the answer negative 20. Good. Okay, I checked my stuff. I'm feeling a little bit more confident. Next step I want to do is I want to combine these like terms. So my 5 and my 12 is going to turn into 17x Then I'm going to have a minus 20 equals negative 3. And now we just do opposites. So let's do plus 20 plus 20. I'm pretty confident on this one that, well, this one crosses out, that's for sure. But this one I think turns into positive 17. But let's double check. And this side, of course, just comes straight down. So let's do, what was it that I wasn't sure about? Negative 3 plus 20. Boom, 17. Okay, so that works out. Then, just like last time, we have to ask ourselves, what's the opposite of multiplication to get rid of the 17? Well, that is division. So I'm going to divide both sides. Remember, this one crossed out up here, this one crosses out down here, and I'm left with x equals 17 divided by 17 is simply 1. Okay? Now, I have to take this and plug it back in. Plug back in to solve for y. So it's best to plug it back into this first one since the y is already alone. So I'm going to plug it right back into this. Y equals negative 3x plus 5. So this part right here, this x's 1 is going to go inside of this x. That's the idea of plugging it back in. This is going to go right in here. So my next line is going to be y equals negative 3, parentheses, 1 plus 5. Remember, just one last time, because this is the 1 from up here. Okay. This right here is just going to be negative 3. So I have negative 3 plus 5, which is y equals 2. So now I have both my answers. I have my x and my y. But remember, answers need to be answer in x comma y format. So that would make my x and my y go like this. I'm going to have parentheses 1 comma 2. That is my final answer. All right. So we are cooking with gas. That wasn't too bad. The smaller numbers definitely makes it a little bit easier to deal with than that one with Biden's and Trump's millions of votes. Definitely was a lot harder to work on. All right, I think the last one I'm going to work on with you is number 4. And then you are on your own. You can work with all of the support teachers, or you can work with each other on questions 2, 5, and 6. But we're going to do number 4 right now. We have y equals negative 2. We have 4x minus 3y equals 18. So I got my two equations. Here's the first one. Here's the second one. And obviously the one to target is the one that has the y all alone, which means that this value is going to be plugged into this y. Okay, so I'm going to take this value, I'm going to plug it into the y. Plug into the other y. So now I'm going to take this equation, 4x minus 3, and instead of this y, I'm just going to have this number, negative 2, equals 18. This right here, negative 3 times negative 2 turns into positive 6. So I'm going to have 4x plus 6 equals 18. Then I'm going to do opposites both sides. Hang on, let me highlight things. This turned into plus 6. I'm going to balance things around my equals. Now I'm going to do opposites. Negative 6 to get this to cross out. That leaves my 4x to come down. Okay, so let's draw my operation line. So I have my 4x come down, and then I have 18 minus 6, which is 12. The opposite of multiplication is division. So that crosses this out, leaving behind just my x. So I'm going to have x equals 3. And you would think we need to plug this in, but I would challenge you to remember we already know that y equals negative 2. So in fact, we already know our y equals negative 2. So that means the only thing standing between me and the correct answer would be the format. So I need to do format x comma y for my ordered pair. So that would be a 3 comma negative 2 is my answer. Alrighty. I want you to finish off the rest of these. Don't forget your do now and your exit ticket, which is a review of the slope intercept format, which we used last week to make our models. If you have any questions, send me emails. I will be back on, I'm hoping, Wednesday. So take care of yourself, and I'll see you soon. Bye.